Hello and welcome to our apparently ninth episode of our D&D 5e campaign, Roaches. And as usual, the recap will be done by Lodwick.
Good evening, you all. So, after our party investigated some disappearings, some facts, and inquired at the mayor's office, they were thrown in prison and in their cell. They saw a crab-like creature and also a huge pile of detritus and bodies and gore and something and everything like that. Out of that pile of corpses emerged a creature that was, although vaguely resembling the roachlings the party met before, it was more insectoid in nature, having claws, acid-dripping mandibles, and no less than 2 scorpion tails, or scorpion-like tails. Of course, combat ensues of all this. After a tough fight, in which the party prevails, the party is wondering how they will escape their present cell. Several options are discussed, including one in which the wizard Arahant would use a knock spell to open the locks, but that would alert the entire barracks that, well, something is happening. So our newest addition, a Ergenazi or Genazi, depends on how you pronounce it, called Notus, decided to burn a torch and threw it into one of the sewer holes. Inside our cell, there are several small holes that apparently leads to the sewers, and from which came roaches and other vermin. Seeing that nothing happened by throwing the torch in one of those holes, and that the torch stayed lit, the party decided to drop down through the holes and started to venturing into the sewers. In the sewers, they encountered a roachling, a bipedal roach-like humanoid creature that was also wandering the sewers with the torch and claiming that he was looking for the reason why a lot of roaches were fleeing out of the sewers. The party started to. There was a little exchange between the party and the roachling, and we came to the understanding that the roachling was called, or is called, Birigza. Birigza is the husband of the female roachling. At a few sessions before, the party visited to inquire and to have some information, and his wife said that he was thrown into jail because he would have stole the jewels of the mayor. So the party asked Bir Igza if he knew a way out of the sewers, which he did. and he let us out. He also told us that he was a fugitive because of aforementioned so presumed theft of the jewels, and asked us if we would keep him appraised of the situation, if we would learn anything or any way to clear his name so that he could return into the city and not have to live outside the city as a fugitive. By the way, I suppose that the party is now also considered to be fugitives. So the party decided to continue their quest to Monkey Lake. Is it Monkey Lake?
Yes.
Yes, it's Monkey Lake on the island of Apes, I think.
Like, I guess the other way around. The Island of Apes is on Monkey Lake.
On the yes, on the Monkey Lake. Yes, okay. So the party starts walking, and knowing that they could be time strung, decided to force and push the march for gaining some time. The party went through several exhaustive forced marches, and although some struggled more than others, the party finally managed to arrive at Monkey Lake, and they arrived one day earlier than expected. So now we have a window of at least one day that we can do more things. Arriving at the town near the lake, a strange kind of fog settles down, which gradually diminishes the range of sight of the party. Arahant somehow recognizes the town as a town in which he had one of his dreams, in which he was running through the fog. And after mentioning that to the, I think did we got separated at one moment or not?
No, you all managed to go towards the harbor.
And there, when arriving at the harbor, there we ended and concluded session number 8. I leave the word now to our dungeon master.
So yes, currently the party finds themselves yeah, on or near the harbor, preparing to assume rent a ship or boat. Yeah, more like boat. Yeah, there are some fishermen walking about, although it's a relatively small port, and there's only a few boats docked currently. What do you guys want to do?
We still have our stuff, right?
You still have your stuff.
Should we inquire, says Arahant, if there are boats or any boats that would lead us to Monkey Island? Should we first try to find some lodgings?
Well, what time of day is it that we arrived in the city?
I think you arrived relatively early in the day because you marched so much.
Okay.
Because I don't think you marched enough to save a full day, but like a big part of a day. So it should be before noon, I guess.
That we could either try to secure either a boat ourselves to use to go across, or see if we can negotiate with like the ferryman to bring us there. Both of which I think we either start by going to the dock itself, or just going to the inn like place and talking up the endeavor and have them kind of guide us. We'll see what our options are.
I think it would be smartest to like actually get a boat already and sail off. Just because, I mean, remember we're fugitives now, so it might be a bit of a risk to stay at an inn in the city.
Not for a long extent, but it takes time for like word of mouth travel because most don't have means of magical communication.
Also, technically, or not just technically, this town does is basically part of a different kingdom. It's
Yeah, I wouldn't give a shit.
it's
Anyways.
not ruled by the same person.
Okay.
And I'm not sure how much you remember about in what way you were promised a cure for the poison.
Um, Let me check my notes.
Because I think I said that it would be that basically a local doctor or the local settlement of the circus people here would know, and not actually on the island.
The only thing I have is that the soothsayer at the circus identified the poison as a preferred weapon by assassins because it kills the victim very slowly. There is a cure for it, but it requires some specific herbs, that can only be found at Monkey Lake.
Yeah, that was referring to like along the. It was referring to like along the shore. So I think she specifically said that the doc or the doctor they have there should have those. It wasn't referring to actually on the island.
Then I
Yeah, because I remember us mentioning our aunt possibly searching for some pearls while we're in this area. There's some freshwater.
at least one pearl.
Yeah.
And we could find a diamond worth 50 gold pieces. It will also be nice.
I don't know so much about diamond. I don't know how.
Or if we find a diamond worth 200 gold pieces so we can
Spell components,
Yeah.
especially the durable ones, those that do not are not consumed.
As going through finding multiple pearls, Illinois says it's finding one of the value. It's like, oh, that's an alright pearl, but it's not a 50 GP pearl.
Yeah.
So should we search for or inquire for a doctor?
Either just ask around or again the whole going to their inn and kind of getting a gauge on the people.
Well, Arahant will go to one of the peoples on the docks.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, my good sir. We're strangers, as you probably have noticed. We come from another place, and we were. I would like to know if you could direct us towards a doctor, preferably a doctor that deals with curing poison and poisonous effects.
Doctor, so we
Doctor, a healer.
we used to have a guy in town that was a horrible quack though. He pretty sure he was run out of town after one of his patients started growing fungus all over their body. So but pretty sure one of those I'm pretty sure they have a healer with one of those fish people, basically, like right along the shores that way.
With fish people, you mean the Kwatoa?
Yes.
Oh yeah. So we could find one more along the shores of this lake.
Yeah, they basically made a settlement. Like you basically just need to follow the lake or the shores towards the right, and then it should be hard to miss.
Mm-hmm. And how far is it walking from here to there?
Not that far. It should be under an hour.
Oh, very well. Well, thank you for.
It's basically connected to the town, like almost.
Okay. Well, thank you for the. Before we take our leave, could you also tell us if there are some dangers that we should look after or look out for?
On the way over there, not much. Maybe look out if you don't want to get robbed or something, but those are not that common. That's only really danger if you go towards the forest or out on the lake.
Oh yes. Oh, thank you. Seems reasonable. Seems logical also. Well, thank you for the information. Thank you for your time and answering the question. And Arahant will go into his pouch, take a 2 silver pieces, and give it to the person as a thank you for the information and for the warning about robbers and things like that. Have a nice day, and maybe until later. Who knows?
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
See you later.
And Arahant turns and relays the information to the rest of the party. So, back for a stroll, everyone? Not at a fast pace this time, I hope.
Sounds like the plan.
And we should watch out for potential robbers. Greater danger is possible, but only if you go on the lake or into the forest. So maybe we should avoid both of those, unless absolutely necessary. But there should be a settlement of fish like Kuatoa, and there we should find a doctor, a healer, a priest, something like that, that will be able to cure our affliction with that poison. Although he also said that sometimes there can be side effects. He remembered that one of the inhabitants of this coastal town did develop fungus on his body. Let's hope that we do not share that same fate.
Wait, technically speaking, now that I think about it, why are we doing that? I think I have lay on hands and that heals poisons.
Narrative reasons.
Gotcha.
Wait, does lay on hands heal poison?
I think it does
lay on
eventually. I
hands,
don't
if you
remember.
spend 5 points, you can cure a disease.
Who knows? Maybe the fungus are part of the healing process. The fungus are the fungi are extracting the poison out of our veins, our body.
I mean, that's
Afterwards,
I'm pretty sure I made sure. I don't know if I made it obvious enough, but that was talking about like a different doctor.
okay.
The two different doctors.
You know, the one that was the one out of town.
Either way, Arahant is relaying this.
Yeah, we
So,
might get slimy because we're interacting with a
Is
rich person.
is he pulling their leg? So let's go then.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah. And you make your way along the shorelines. There you don't come across any robbers or petty thefts, or I guess if you would have come across any, you wouldn't have really noticed because you didn't see any.
It's good for them.
Though it's also relatively hard to see much through the fog here. And after a short while, you arrive at a settlement of mostly wooden construction. It's surrounded by not really proper palisades, just wooden fence and the buildings are also like semi-open buildings, like not with doors, but just with basically one or two open walls, constructed out of wood with reed roofs. Or thatching, I think it's the correct word for that. And
Double means, but
and before the main entrance that's pointed towards the direction that you come from, or towards the city, there stands one masked person armed with a scimitar, and who basically waves at you, or waves you to come forward as you approach.
consciously accept their wave and see what they want.
He just looks you over and says, "So, you don't look like a zombie or a monkey, so guess you can come in."
Appreciate that. Still up for debate for that one.
Well, a zombie, I'm pretty sure that we are not. Monkeys, well, we could be related somehow to primate folk, but that's still a scholarly debate amongst wizards.
Anyway, what brings you here? If you don't mind me asking.
Looking for an apothecary of some sort.
Huh?
Or
What?
at least a healer.
It's not about one of those fungus infections, is it?
I hope not.
Not that we know of, no. We have contracted a poisonous disease, or at least a toxic. We have some poison in our bodies that is slowly killing us, and we have learned that there could be a healer or a doctor here that could that has experience curing such afflictions.
Ah. Just so, just as a word of warning, stay away from the forest if you don't want to contract anything weird. Nothing good comes out of there.
Good to know. Is the forest cursed? Haunted?
Hard to say. Pretty sure it's some weird fungus thing. Don't know much except it rots away people's bodies and then their minds, and then they just start wandering around, attacking others.
Hence your inquiry, your statement that we are not looking like monkeys or zombies.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you for the warning. Is there a healer or an apothecary in your little settlement that can help us?
Just go along past those houses over there, and then go right into the cave by the cliffside.
Okay, thank you. Have a nice day.
You too. Hope you get rid of whatever poison is ailing you.
Yes, we too. Although I do know that eventually I will have to die, but I'm hoping it will not be in such short notice.
As you say that, Cloth is gonna be
With
like,
that,
you don't have to die.
thanks again.
Yeah. The voice from the book is also, no, you don't have to die. That man is right. I could help you with that.
With not dying, that is he's saying that in his mind. Helping with not dying, or helping with curing us, or maybe both.
help him with the not having to die eventually part.
You mean you know the secret of immortality?
Gosh, this can of worms.
Maybe.
So
In one way or the other.
You know, I'm a wizard. I'm very smart. I'm very learned.
Ah,
There are not many ways to become immortal, except maybe through divine intervention. But most of the other options are binding your life essence to an object, or using necromancy, or making a pact with a higher with a devil or demon or something like that, but with a higher power.
there are... Yeah, those... the first two are probably the better ones.
Yes,
Well, there are also some less pleasant curses that could lead you down that path.
And you so happen to know such...
Not those. I was more talking about maybe if your buddy gives in, giving you a new one, or maybe the part of the pact you have mentioned.
And would that entail making a pact with Abishigal?
No.
With another being from the devilish realm, then the demonic realms.
Yeah, there are. Yes, if you were to strike I mean, you could even strike a bargain with me for a little help, for at least an extension of your lifespan.
DM.
Yes.
Would Arahant, I leave it completely up to you. Would Arahant have known during his studies, either at the academy or with his teacher, would the subject of lichdom and creating a phylactery and the likes, would that have come up or no?
It would probably have come up as in knowing what they are, but not how to actually do it.
Mm-hmm. But he would know that a wizard can turn into a lich.
Yes.
Right. Well, Arhant is saying, selling my soul to another being, not very my cup of tea. I was more thinking about maybe gaining immortality for myself. We have lost one of our planes.
Oh. Please don't tell me it's another blackout.
Everyone gets a blackout. Like, I'm gonna go quiet for a minute to order some food, but I'll be here listening.
So
it would be a very short session otherwise.
Acquiring immortality for yourself in what way?
Oh, well, ideally would be if I say if, with a big if I would go that.
And there's the message from Maurice. He just wrote in Twitch chat that his internet went down and he's on his last bits of mobile data. Oh, how is today's session so cursed? Oh. How's just everything going wrong?
And then Steve is telling that
There's a truck that's
yes, that the power cable was hit by a truck, and that the power will be back Monday.
nice.
So he will
The
be
whole
missing
ass
out for
truck
the rest
just
of
came
the.
out of the ether. So John planned campaign. Nah, fucking truck.
I mean, we can at least go through like the talking in the village,
Yeah.
but yeah, okay.
Who knows? Maybe Mel is also interested in acquiring immortality. You never know.
I mean, it would allow me to tinker more, but Mel already doesn't like
I mean,
magic, so.
so the book continues saying so. I guess the easiest way to acquire immortality would be probably vampirism.
I mean, you can become someone's zombie. It's not a good outlook on life, but I mean,
Yeah,
you are. You're there.
it's
At least as a vampire, you still have your own fate in your hands, and still
There's
have
some
your own
autonomy.
meaning.
Other than whoever sired you, you kind of bound to them unless you usurp them at some point.
but another option would obviously be becoming a lich, but that would include a lot of sacrifices.
Yeah, it's time consuming, a lot of research. You gotta be a complete douche the entire time, sacrificing babies, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, and you need to sacrifice a soul per day or per week to actually stay a lich?
It depends on the sources. Like, the some liches kind of like get their MacGuffin and just like, aha, I'm a lich now. While others have to like actually work for it.
Sometimes even an entire quest.
And then there's Draco liches who are like, you thought becoming a lich was hard.
And
I gotta hire liches to turn me into a lich.
and probably
Entire cults.
another way could be by constructing some sort of golem or similar, and then transferring your soul into it. It would not be like true immortality, but it doesn't age.
Yeah. Or you could do the whole hag/witch thing and just stealing people's bodies.
Yeah.
Or consuming their youth to perpetuate your own. There's becoming a mummy, but that one's also pretty time.
Yeah. By the way, the stuff that I said was actually like in character as the book.
In the head of Arahant, so.
I'm just ad-libbing, helping out
knows?
his knowledge reserves.
You're also in my head? What?
And internet went down for his provider.
That's why Mel doesn't like magic, because he had aspirations of becoming a lich at one point, then he decided, nah, it's too evil, I'm not doing that. Then he took up the art of creating his bows.
So,
I'm back in my wizarding days.
There's still the ability to create a simulacrum of yourself or a clone.
Yeah,
that's true.
There are many different paths Or maybe I could just offer you a way to just slow down aging. And all that I would require of you is to cast a few spells for me.
What kind of spells?
Not much. Just I know it's a weird request, but Ooh,
Okay,
are you actually back?
I'm on my fiance's data.
How much data has she left?
About a few gigs, so I don't know.
Are you putting yourself at risk of harm by consuming said data?
We
are worth that.
We were about to basically just do a little bit of talking in town and then calling it quits if because yeah,
First
That would-
session.
yeah.
We don't want to
First
risk you a
session.
beating.
So I
Alright, in
don't know.
that case, is it fine if I just drop off?
I mean, honestly,
It's your choice.
I don't want to force you to keep to use up your fiance's data. So
Of
Yes,
course not.
I do not want him to receive a beating. So,
And I don't want them to be deprived of of access to internet for a couple of days or something like that. So
yeah, maybe save it
If
for
I'm
more.
lucky, it works again tomorrow. If I'm lucky. But it's a German telecom, so...
Yeah.
sounds like, who knows? Maybe.
A
Roll the dice, baby.
few years ago, we also had internet missing here for like 3 days or something.
I mean, technically speaking, I think for outages of telecom, it's roll a d20 plus 1,
you're
Okay.
falling away, Justin.
and that's how many days it's gone for.
Great.
But if you roll a nat 20, it's gone for a month.
What'd you say, Aron?
Well, you were Justin. You were falling out. You were talking, and then suddenly, poof, nothing.
Was he talking?
I've said stuff, but no, that's weird.
Oh.
I have because I don't remember like a big thing he really said. Anyway, like I said, Maurice, if you want to preserve your data for or your fiance's data to not be without internet for potentially 4 or 5 days, you can just leave.
Yeah, I think I'll just dip. I'll see you
Okay.
guys.
See ya.
Take it easy, bro.
See you.
Okay.
All right, back to your internal demons, Ludwig.
So,
I would.
which spell would that be?
I would like for you to set up a gateway. Wait, it's no a gate. How is that spell called? It's a gateway with a spacebar, and I'm an idiot.
There is a spell called Gate.
Oh, it's just
but
gate,
like
not
high
gateway.
level.
Like the big teleportation thing that makes a circle.
Teleportation circle.
Oh yeah, teleportation circle. That's it.
You gotta remember, D&D has no originality. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, Arahant will say.
You basically just need to use me for casting it.
Well, I do not have sufficient arcane energy or potential, or even I do know that
Or
that spell exists, but I do not have it in my book, nor do I have the knowledge to casting it. And I also lack the magical power to cast it.
And I think it takes
you
some
just
materials.
need to let me cast it through you, basically.
Mm. Just let me borrow that body for a minute.
It's good to know that
No,
I have.
I would not in terms of full control over your body, not like that. But I can basically hand it over to you, for like one use, and
I
yeah,
have a car. Your body's a car.
and that's all you would need to do.
I will keep it under advisement for the moment. But I will acknowledge that some of your spells up until now have indeed helped us. So, but
Yes.
there's still the fact that you are a demonic being, and I do know serve a higher being that might be antithesis to your kind of being. So
Yeah.
if I have to choose to upsetting a demon or a devil or upsetting a deity, I think that it entails more risks to me to anger a deity than, with all due respect, a mere demon or a mere devil.
Understandable.
At this point, Mel's kind of looking around like everyone's all quiet. Arhan's having a mental debate.
I think that Mel, having been traveling so long with
Oh, you're fine.
and especially with Arahant, because we were almost there from the beginning, if not the beginning.
Yeah.
I think that by now Mel would recognize when that there are some telltales that when Arahant having that.
Hey.
Why is my everything frozen? No, please not. Oh god, it's my Discord crashing. My Discord is crashing. My stream is fine. So apparently my Discord just crashed.
Okay. We were joking that you were possibly on the same grid as. But
no,
I was gonna say
stream was fine, but so it isn't the internet.
So Mel would probably by now have would be able to recognize the telltales when Arahant is starting to having a internal conversation or
dealing with your literal demons.
Yeah.
Yes.
But also
or maybe a vision, maybe having a vision or something like that, because he enters in a kind of a silent, dreamlike state.
Yeah, like a haze. But yeah, but seeing that, it's like, okay, he's doing his thing, and then looking at Karth, who's apparently like imitating his rock.
Indeed.
Like, what are we doing? He's looking at them both.
But on that, Arahant is snapping out of it.
Then presume with the other vacant faces of our party members that are here but not here. Because they need to be here or they're going to die, but they're not here.
Yeah. So, um,
Does our DM can still hear us and talk to us?
yes, I can. I think. Wait.
Otherwise, it would be quite difficult to have a session.
Wait. Why are you not answering me?
Oh no.
Why are you not answering me?
I can hear you, John,
Okay.
but I don't know if Ludwig can.
No, I cannot.
Oh no.
So
But you can hear me.
Yes.
Okay, but you can't hear John for some reason.
No.
Let me try and reconnect real quick. So now the interface should be a little bit broken on stream, but can you hear me now?
Doesn't perceive to be so now. This is a wacky,
So I
wacky
think
chain of events.
So I think we need to end the session here then.
Or Ludwig gets thrown out of the loop. Be gone! That's the first demon's like rebuttal. Where he's throwing away his offer. Like, now you don't even get a session.
Yes, indeed. You won't you will not cast a spell for me. Well, then I will deny you your fun.
Yeah, curse your
Indeed.
entertainment.
Indeed.
So the other option would be, or the
Maybe I should make a pact with
the
and cast
other
a spell. Who knows?
possible issue would, I guess, it could be that the
Arahant
issue
would be
is
wary
just
about
this
this,
on.
because
Wait, can he
may
see
be-
me though?
In fact, about what I know that his intelligence is quite.
Can you ask Lodwick if he can see me?
Both his intelligence and wisdom
At least-
are.
Ludwig, are you able to see John?
No.
Okay.
Maybe
only
recommend
have
him to
a-
reconnect.
A window with two little squares that are rotating.
John has asked me to recommend you to try to reconnect and see if it's on your end
Okay.
for some reason.
Because
It's like red card, green card.
I'll just grab myself a note and just write it out.
It's like I didn't want to like cut him off, but I know you were trying to say something too, and obviously he can't hear you, so he can't.
He's taking a while to reconnect. Oh god. Please don't tell me this is related to Discord outages again.
Surprise. He's on the same grid as you guys. It's all connected.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you and I can see you.
Okay.
There we go.
Everything is working again. Okay.
For now.
For now. Not
Oh, yeah.
Till the demon wakes from its slumber once more.
great. So what was I even about to say when Lodrick stopped hearing me?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, it's obvious that you wouldn't know.
Because I was
I think
making
you
fun
are
of
just-
the demon's wrath.
Well,
Being petty as fuck.
Arahant was about to, for now, thank the demon that is talking to him for his offer, but he would not take his offer right now, being too afraid to incur the wrath of the great catfish of wisdom. And if indeed she, it is a deity, well, the wrath of a deity can be quite. It can have dire consequences.
Yeah. So I'm assuming you continue your walk towards that cave.
Yeah, well, Mel was asking a question, seeing that that I know he would recognize when Arahant is starting to have one of his either his visions or his internal communications with the book, and seeing that Clark is also silent, maybe even imitating his rock.
He's gone full rock. Never go full rock.
Dio. He asked something, but I do not know what.
How are we going to proceed? Like, you understood you were having one of your episodes, like, okay, give a minute. But then, like I said, the rest of them, like, okay, they're being quiet too and staring blankly.
Well, and then
I need to pick up my food. Didn't think I'd be here this fast.
Interesting. This is very scuffed. So, I guess you two guys continuing to make your way towards the cave, and upon entering, it's basically just a few meters in, and behind that it's kind of decorated like not a normal room, more like a weird fancy room with more drapes and yeah, drapes would be the word for it, like with a bunch of purple drapes just hanging along the wall, and a woman currently meditating on a cushion on the floor.
mm-hmm. Is there a door, or is it just a?
There's no door.
No.
Though you are suspecting that behind the... Oh yeah, the word that I was looking for was curtains, not drapes. But anyway, though on your way in, you actually go through yeah, some of the curtains, and you're suspecting that there might be another room behind ones on the other side of that room.
Mm-hmm. Arahant would then say, "Hello, is someone present?"
Oh, yes. What are you looking for?
Good morning, my good lady. Well, we were looking after someone who could, a healer or an apothecary or a doctor that could help us with curing us of poison. We inquired
Yes.
at the harbor town, at the coastal town, a bit about an hour down the lake, and they directed us to you, or at least to your settlement, that we could find someone here that would help us with that, because we were, I suppose, well, we were attacked by an assassin of sorts, and we are now inflicted with a poison that is slowly killing us. And we were told that maybe here we could find someone to help us and even cure us from that poison or condition.
Yes. Then let me look at it. Though I think I know what you are talking about. And she stands up and walks towards you and starts like pulling your like holding your eyes open to look at them, like motions for you to open your mouth and similar things, and says, "Yes, yes, I know exactly what you need. Though, as I know that
he's also showing the little wound he has
Yeah.
on his on his hand.
yes, yeah,
If it's
that's
still there.
those are quite the obvious symptoms. So I know that you are in need for a cure quickly. So I am in need of some herbs from the forest. Though they specifically ash leaf. Though it only grows in the deeper parts affected by whatever is inside there. Maybe even because they are affected by those by that fungal disease or curse or whatever sprung forth from that old manor down there.
You need that for the cure, or you wanting
I
that?
need that in general, and as you look like adventurers, it would usually be custom for me to offer you to make you gather them first and then offer you whatever I'm giving you. But as you seem to be under time constraints currently, how about you promise to me that you are going to bring me the herbs, and I'm going to give you the cure immediately. And especially that paladin-looking dwarf there should promise.
So trade
Well,
one ailment for a possible new one, given that fungus you mentioned.
Well, Mel, it's either we leave it at that and we die slowly from the poison, or we get cured from the poison, but we have the possibility to be infected by something.
Let's say that the disease is also much easier to cure by magical means.
Yeah, true. Kind of ironic. Well, I guess the point of the poison was to be annoying. Its intent is to slowly kill, as the disease isn't necessarily meant to kill. Just propagate itself.
Well, Arhant will say, since my service to the great catfish of wisdom, I am able to, albeit for about 10 minutes or so, for a short duration, I'm able to detect any source of poison or disease that would be close by. So maybe this can help us when we go through the forest. But if I have to sustain this, I would use up a lot of my magical energy. And I am, FYI, referring to the spell Detect Poison and Disease.
So, do we have a deal?
As far as I am concerned, yes. And if you want, I can even put it into writing so that we have a written agreement.
That would be great.
Kind of have us with our pants down a bit, so I guess we'll have to accept.
Yeah. And then let me mix my ingredients for a while, and she disappears behind the back curtain.
Well, in the meantime, Arhand will take a sheet of paper and start writing a kind of a contractor agreement in which both party
And Mel will help him with his
yes,
guild
indeed.
experience of sales of merchandise and such. Like, I use that terminology.
Yeah. And after 10 minutes, she comes back holding multiple flasks, or I guess vials, not flasks. They are small. Or maybe even size-wise more like shot glasses than vials. But anyway, like small doses of slightly beige or brownish liquid.
So pull back Clarth's head and have him drink the first one.
Well,
he probably would be the one to do it anyways.
Well, yes. Arahant will hand over to 2 sheets of paper on which he has written the same text, and he's signing both of them, and then saying, "Well, I redacted I made a written agreement in which we would help each other mutually. So if you would be kind enough to sign both papers, one you can keep for yourself, and one I will keep for myself, and thus we will have conducted a legal transaction."
Yeah, so she takes out or grabs a quill, but obviously reads through the contract first. Is there anything fishy in that contract?
No, not at all. Arahant may be. I've always pictured Arahant as being maybe too honest, honest for his own good. Let's say it that way, and somehow being naive. He has quite a lot of wisdom, and he's very intelligent, but his wisdom is more. How would I put it? It's more about having good insight in people and good at reading people, but not in a malicious way. And he's also on several things he's quite naive. So he would be very honest, and what he would have written down on the contract is just that I Arahant and leaving a blank space, comma healer at the shore at the settlement at the shores of Monkey Lake. Hereby confirm that in exchange for a cure against poison, we, and he mentions then he puts the name of all the other party members, will go into the forests to acquire herbs, more specifically ash leaves, as rendered services for the cure. And that everything that is written, and by signing this paper, both parties consent and are binded by contractual law to fill their end of the bargain.
Yes.
So
Then
it's clear. There is nothing fishy about it. No duplicity. It's bluntly honest.
She will sign as Wigu, or under the name Wigu. Then just say as well. So just in case you are thinking about bailing out, I have quite a good contact with the town's enforcers. But
Good to know.
I hope that I don't need to use them.
I mean, technically, we're already fugitives, so in for, you know.
No, Mel, not now.
No. This is Justin. This is
Okay.
Sorry. I try to change voices.
Yes,
when it's
indeed.
me.
Technically, we are fugitives, so that does not mean that we are criminals. We're on the
it
run
kind
of
of
the law
does. To like,
because the
to
law,
how people perceive us, we are.
because the law has been misused to put us into jail for a crime we did not commit. We don't even know what we have been put into jail. So
I acknowledge the council has come to a decision. Seeing it's a stupid ass decision, I'm electing to ignore it.
Yes. By the way, the potion or the liquid tastes mostly earthy, with some herbal notes, but it mostly tastes like water mixed with dust. I guess more mud than dust.
mm-hmm.
I guess that has a distinct note in some way.
Well, thanks for the mud water.
Is it
Yes.
blue?
It's not blue. Like I said, it's a beige brownish color.
Yeah, we're kicking mud.
That's an inside joke.
It's
Oh,
not. It's
Internet
it's
will
not
not
officially just water.
Okay. So well, Arahant is gobbling the thing down.
And we'll just say the rest of the party is as well.
Yeah.
And with that, you are free to leave. So
I know Maul will have no issue with just downing whatever is presented to him.
Before we leave, beside the source of that fungal plague, are there other dangers that we should be aware of for entering the forest?
I mean, I once heard of cultists, or like demonic cultists in there, but haven't really heard anything from them in years.
Still on task. More cultists.
Yeah.
Probably they have moved because a couple of days ago we had a run-in with cultists that worshipped one kind of insect or roach-like demon.
Knowing our luck, we'll go there and we'll find cultists like Baphomet or something. Some other random fucking.
Being called a Bishigal.
No, the cultists, the local cultists are obviously worshipping the demon trapped on the island.
Oh, okay, yeah, I guess that is fair.
There is a demon trapped on the island?
A demon lord, to be precise. Right inside the volcano in the middle of it.
Oh.
Lava monkey.
From what I know, that the island is actually part of the demonic plane brought into this world, so they can't actually leave it because they are still bound to remain in that plane, basically.
And what would happen if we purely hypothetically would bring a demon or a demon-possessed object on that island or in that plane? Would it also be bound to that plane and not be able to leave it?
I mean, that's the purpose of the island.
Excellent. Excellent.
So
that's the best news I've ever heard.
Last time we saw anything of those cultists, though, was a few years ago when they basically laid siege on this town. Had some giant stone thing they were walking towards it. Probably if you walk into that direction, you might even still see its remains. Like, if we're talking giant, we are talking multiple houses high giant.
Oh.
We're talking, it's not a monster, it's a battle map giant.
No.
But it's not in the... First, we have to go into the forest.
Yeah.
As agreed upon our business transaction. By the way, thank you for the cure. It does help to know that at least we will not die from that poison in a very short notice of time.
So
cultists and fungal people or fungal disease. Any idea what origin that fungal plague or disease is? Is it a disease or is it more a curse or is
it's more of a curse? I think almost at the same time as the cultists were there was a strange druid woman who was traveling through here with a group of adventurers, and she always seemed to be possessed by mushrooms and such, and from what I've heard,
possessed or obsessed?
Obsessed. The oracles read her fate were talking something about the seed of death overcoming the seed of blood. Sounds like a curse to me.
Probably.
Takes note for inevitable puzzle.
No, not seed of blood, it was seed of hunger. Anyway.
Well, at least I do have some magic that can help us with protecting some of us against harm. So Well
Not
then,
many of us have like remove curse. I don't remember what level that is.
it's third level.
Ah, okay,
So
yeah.
not yet.
Yeah. Well, then
I
also
would-
curses have some fiat of like, depending on DM, like, because technically remove curse can just fix lycanthropy, but like if there's a huge fucking like narrative element of the lycanthropy, it probably is more complicated than that.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Um.
And beside, I would because I'm a multi-class 2-level wizard, 2-level cleric.
Oh, true. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're
I would have to wait 3 extra levels, either in cleric or in wizard, to be able to cast and learn.
Like you
really
still have the
well.
full slots, but you can only
Yeah.
upcast. You don't have the actual tiered.
Indeed.
I think probably the most broken use of remove curse is that technically, if you were playing Curse of Strahd, you could just grab the Strahd card, remove curse, and the campaign is over.
Yeah.
Well,
Game
I
over,
think,
man. Level 5 paladin or level 5 whatever that gets it.
I think that in the book there is a list in which some spells
Yeah.
there's a list of spells that work or do not work or have a different.
Yeah.
If I were to have to deal with the situation, I would, if they cast a spell, they would get like a ping or some sort of vision of what they need to do to remove the curse.
Yeah.
Is how I would play it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the
If we go into the forests, probably we will have an encounter, maybe a combat. It's not said, but will it be enough with the 2 of us?
and
I think we were just doing the talk,
yeah,
getting on the footsteps of going off on adventure. Was the plan.
she says her goodbyes to you. Or says that if you don't have any more questions, she would say goodbye.
No. Once again, thank you for the cure.
And thank you for your future services.
Yeah, did she describe what the plant looked like? That's probably important.
Yeah, it's
Yes, indeed.
Okay.
it is a leafy plant with grayish black leaves. They are quite spiny at the edges.
Okay.
And the leaves are arrow shaped roughly, or maybe somewhere between arrow and heart shaped, I guess.
Grayish in color. With what spiny?
Yeah, like at the edges of the leaves, there are spines.
Spiny edges. Spiny edges.
Yeah.
Vaguely
Arrow or heart shaped. Yeah.
arrow or heart shape. Okay. Noted. Well, thank you. Then I suppose we will prepare ourselves for a walk into the forest.
Yeah.
Hopefully with some more active bodies.
I will await you back within a few days, hopefully. It's not like the journey is that far, just to give you some time.
Yeah, in case there's any altercations
or just to prepare.
Well, we will try to be as fast as possible, and at least we will endeavor to try. And by that, or with that, Arahant thanks the Kuatoa lady again and leaves the hut. I had trouble.
Okay.
And
Cave?
Yeah, it was
my
a cave, not a
stomach's
hut.
starting to act up a bit, so I want to thank you for the session, John, and sorry for all the crazy shenanigans that kind of threw it for a
I-
loop. Just
I
unfortunate
kind of wanted to
happenstance.
let you go back into the city first, but
Okay. It's all right. Like I said, well, got that stomach bug. It's acting up right now.
okay.
But
Yeah,
listen, thank you guys.
yeah. Let's see.
See ya.
So I think I still want you to go into the city first before we quit.
Okay.
Because
Arhunt will go into the city.
yeah, and you can, and I'm assuming you're looking for some place to stay, right?
Yes.
So you're walking without much.
Arhunt inquired also for lodgings.
So you're walking without much direction. So give me a wisdom save.
Ha! The first official roll.
Yes.
A wisdom save.
Wasn't it? It wasn't safe last time as well. To not
okay.
accidentally follow the the road in your dream. Yes. Yes, and
15.
as you are not really walking with a direction, you end up just after a while you just end up following, going into one alley and then the other, without really noticing, actually leading the group, and you end up standing before a huge wrought iron gate. Upon it basically has like a door knocker. Are they called door knocker? Yeah.
Yes, a door knocker.
Shaped like a devil's head with its tongue out, and like the big ring being a tongue piercing.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, you are now standing before the gate.
That's the gate that in his dream or his vision he
Yes,
saw running. When he was running through the fog, it was the place where he stopped.
exactly.
And there
Really,
changed, and suddenly he was on the walls of a castle or building
yeah,
with apparently his army or his soldiers around him lying dead, and then
yes,
having a strange conversation with some beings,
exactly.
or at least not having a conversation with those beings, but those beings seeming discussing what was happening without.
But you know that gate also seems familiar to you in another way. Give me an intelligence check.
I bet the stats.
Yeah.
Better indeed, 19.
You are definitely standing, and you're pretty sure that's the same gate and the same building behind it as the manor of Duke Ashwide.
Duke?
Of the Duke, you know, Duke Ashwide. The man you are suspecting of being a devil.
Ah, the
Duke, yes.
Okay. Yeah, the one who has his that drow as his stepdaughter or daughter-in-law.
The one who himself looks like a drow. His daughter-in-law is human. Yeah.
From way back then.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess it would neither be a daughter-in-law nor a stepdaughter. She's just adopted.
Yes, and from her, Arahant and Findrenor got some spells.
And technically that spellbook is hers as well.
Yes, indeed.
But yes.
Would this manner resemble? Would this manor have walls or parapets or something like that? That would be the same as the second part of his dream.
No, not really.
So the battlefield upon the walls of a castle or something like that is an entirely different.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay.
But I think right before this gate, I will. We will leave the session off.
Okay.
Then I guess you can say your goodbyes to the viewers, and then I will sign off.
Goodbye, chat. Sorry for the technical issues. Some things are beyond our control, unfortunately. So let's hope that our next session within 2 weeks will be more stable. But with that, for those whom it is Friday evening, have a nice evening and a nice weekend. And until next time, bye.
Yeah. Again, sorry everyone for how scuffed today's session was, but hopefully it will be better next time. Until then, have a good one, everyone.